in the attempted murder charge brought against the 20 former leaders of the Petroleum Tanker Drivers Branch of NUPENG. Celestina Area has more.
Led in evidence by the prosecution counsel, David Kwase, from the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, the witness told Justice Yusuf Halilu of the FCT High Court in Maitama about the violent attack on him and members of the union that took place on November 1, 2023 at the Abuja office of the Petroleum and Tankers Drivers located at Utako. He told the court that trouble began when the car conveying them to the office was blocked from gaining access into the premises by the defendant. He alleged that the defendants were carrying dangerous weapons, while two others were carrying jerrycans he believed contained fuel. The NUPENG president narrated how he was eventually rescued by security personnel and smuggled into the PTD building by his secretary. He told the court that he was still in the building when the police led by the divisional crime officer from Utako police station came to his rescue. He also instructed that the petition be written to the police, narrating the conduct of the defendants, which led to their arrest and present charge against them. Meanwhile, attempts to tender a copy of the petition was resisted by the defendants' counsel, leading to further adjournment of the matter to November 20th at the instance of the prosecution. Celestina Area, TVC News, Abuja.
Still from the courts, the FCT High Court sitting in Maitama has granted an adjournment in the suit filed against the former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, and two others to the 14th of November 2024. The adjournment was at the instance of the EFCC. Celestina Area again reports.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has sought for an adjournment of hearing in its first charge against the former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, and two others. Counsel to the EFCC said at the last adjourned date, the court issued a public summons against Mr. Bello, directing that same be published and the charge be pasted. Justice Miriam Aneni, however, interjected, stating that she did not ask that the charge be pasted, only in the summons. Counsel to the EFCC says he's expecting Mr. Bello to be in court on November 14th, making reference to the 30-day duration of the summons, and therefore sought for an adjournment till November 14th for arraignment of the three defendants. Counsel for the second defendant objected to this, saying that the matter was for arraignment and they were ready, noting that the defendants were all independent and should be treated so. Counsel to the third defendant aligned himself with the argument of the second defendant and submitted that in the alternative, he will be asking the court to take his client's application for bail. Counsel to the EFCC, however, said that the application for bail could not be taken as the charge was a joint charge. According to him, the account of conspiracy in it, insisting that the court should adjourn to November 14th. Justice Aneni therefore adjourned to 14th and 20th November for a response of Mr. Bello to his summons and or arraignment. Celestina Area, TVC News, Abuja.
Banks are losing so much to cybercrime. This was made known during a meeting between the Commissioner of Police and heads of financial institutions in Lagos State on ways to better secure them, especially ahead the Yuletide. Senior correspondent Ivy Kano reports.
This is his first meeting with regional and business managers of commercial banks in Lagos.
What are the gray areas that you have noticed?
The bankers listed some challenges they face and the support they need.
Sometimes we don't have the mobile policemen resume till about 8:30, 8:45. In the course of the day, the mobile policemen actually disappear. Then we're also concerned about why we cannot get mobile policemen deployed from the closest police division.
We submit the document, but a lot of times it's almost as if there's more interest in a bank staff coming than the transaction or what it is about.
When I send my people to make this read, to honor these invites, they are treated like criminals.
I think it's something that will be very interesting if I can get a police order or something today and I go to a platform where I can, punch a reference and I confirm it.
Banks are losing so much in terms of the cyber fraud and they seem to be more daring.
The CP provided answer from deployment of mobile officers, cyber crime to treatment of staff when invited by the police.
These cases may take us outside the shore of Nigeria, and every country has their own laws and code of operations. Security architecture in the Yuletide, part of the reason why I invited you here. So when we invite you, we don't treat you as criminals. We call you helpers in our investigations. The source of your mobile men determines the service you get.
Also, the chairperson of Police Officers' Wives Association, Lagos State, Mrs. Ishola Abiola, and her team paid a courtesy visit to the command. It was an opportunity to highlight their challenges.
All we have come to do here, first and foremost, is to receive your blessing, because we can't operate without the blessings of our husband.
The drainage is really threatening the building. And we also have another issue concerning the powering. Don't really have a bus for us to convey us from one destination to another.
Whatever will make poor Lagos function properly, we'll do it for you.
The commissioner advised the women to make the home front peaceful for his officers. Ivy Kanu, TVC News, Lagos.
Let's talk health. Despite notable progress in expanding immunization coverage for wild polio virus, Nigeria still faces significant challenges in reaching children in rural communities, emphasizing the need for increased awareness and action. According to health experts and Rotarians, vaccines remain the most cost-effective solution in combating vaccine-preventable diseases, particularly among children under the age of 5. Rotary Club District 9111 and 9112 scheduled to hold sensitization walks in Lagos and Ogun State and conduct advocacy visits to communities.
There are only two countries that are endemic, Pakistan and Afghanistan. And as at today, only 50 cases throughout the world. Each child that is infected by polio concerns every child in the world. And we must ensure that there are no missed children. We see polio ravaging the world.
The essence of doing this is to bring to the public the current situation about polio, what Rotary has done, and also to conscientize the public about the importance of keeping polio at zero, even though it has been declared zero in Nigeria. We know that once there's still polio anywhere in the world, we are still at risk.